My microphone stand broke on me. We will be with you momentarily after these messages.
What good is the ultimate gaming system without the ultimate fighting game? Tekken for the Sony PlayStation, powered by Namco.
Pick up a six-pack, you idiot!
Is that good? I might have to just hold it here for a second. It's creaking, it's crackling, and I'm scared. Oh my god. Pushing it. Yo. Alright, I got it. Hey, I'll take it. I was going through some old Tekken recently, and something that I noticed is the old Tekken character panels are the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, Tekken 1 has some of the scariest character panels, unintentionally, probably of all time. The 5th one and above is where it stays relatively the same. I saw a comment on one of my Tekken videos. Someone said, "Look at Kazuya's psycho face in Tekken 4. We never got that feeling back since." Absolutely. But it got me thinking about all the old character panels in the series, and right off the rip, I gotta say this. Steve's Tekken 4 character panel looks better than Steve in Tekken 8. I'm just saying. Like, it is what it is.
Steve Fox win. Ha!
Prototype Jack actually legitimately terrified me, gave me nightmares. That panel is... terrifying. Almost as terrifying as Heihachi's or Wang's. Wang's just looks deformed, looks grotesque. But the thing is, I mean, they really stepped into a new thing with Tekken 1, right? Like, it's 3D, but it's different than Virtua Fighter. They try to make the characters' models like smoothed over. They had this weird texture mapping where they like copy pasted the textures onto the 3D models, so things look rounded instead of blocky. Even though it looked kind of blocky in Tekken 2, and then it really refined in Tekken 3 before like the next generation of like video game consoles. But Tekken 1 had some very frightening ones. I mean, Yoshimitsu was okay.
Yoshimitsu!
I think the most legitimate looking person is Jack. They may have based Jack like around an actual person. Kinda resembles like an actual human being. I don't know how to make that make sense. But the face looks identical to a face. Probably more so than any other character in the game, but everyone else is just kind of like, just odd. And what's very odd is that in Tekken 2, the glow up that all of these characters had was kind of amazing. More realism in the character models' faces. Heihachi looks better. Wang, out of all people, Wang gets the biggest upgrade for some reason. That dude went from looking like a head full of mashed potatoes to like an actual old person. Just a regular old bearded dude. Kazuya upgraded. Anna looks shockingly the same. Kind of surprising. Nina looks completely different. Law looks surprisingly kind of... It's a night and day difference. There's no competition. There's no questioning it. Yoshimitsu still looks like an oddball in a way. But the thing is, too, Tekken 1, very frightening. Tekken 2, surprisingly tame overall. Everyone, for the most part, in Tekken 2 looks very much like a person. Tekken 2 also has, like, a very unique aesthetic. Something about, like, that aesthetic. It's a very unique atmosphere in that game. Very nice. Very unique. It's a very awesome, like, just aesthetic. And then you transition into Tekken 3, and everything looks super upgraded. Tekken 3's character panels are pretty on point. They're pretty spot on. Nearly spotless. King, first of all, looks like an actual leopard. It's got like aggression to it. There's actual emotion in the mask. I think Armor King is very terrifying though in the first one compared to Tekken 3. The Heihachi age gap, that one hits. That one hits pretty good. The oldness looks very odd. Same with Paul. Paul looks like a weird like weasel or something. Just straight up odd. Then again, the first one is pretty bad too. He looks surprisingly the same in Tekken 1 and 2. That is very consistent. But one thing that they did bring back in Tekken 3 was the most terrifying one of all, True Ogre. It's the most nightmarish thing to ever grace Tekken. Tekken Tag is pretty tame. Again, True Ogre and Tekken Tag is just... what were they doing? Pretty insane. Tekken 4 character panels hold up in modern gaming. Like right now. But Tekken 4 went full hyper-realism for some reason. They just knew how to do the CG really good. They did the CG like intro, and that it's kind of dated, but it still holds up pretty well. Kazuya looking ridiculous compared to like Tekken 2. Heihachi, even though he was in the third one, going from 3 to 4, he's got like 1,000 more wrinkles. What did they do to his face? I think the biggest one of all, the most terrifying one of all, would have to be Kuma. In Tekken 3, Kuma, well, in Tekken 1, Kuma was like just weird looking. Tekken 2, he had like a weird kind of look to him as well. In Tekken 3, he kind of looked more like a real bear. Yo, in Tekken 4, that is terrifying, bizarre. He's never looked like that since. That's how you know Tekken 4 is a different game, with Kuma looking like that. You got Brian looking emo. Went full on emo. Same with Jin. He's got the hood up. Like, what's his problem? Hwoarang's too close to the camera compared to the third one. Like, he's zoomed back in the third one, and he's all up close in the fourth one. Now, Nino also kind of went emo. She looked like a real-ish person in Tekken 3, and now she's got, like, heavy makeup, hair's all kind of disheveled. Marduk, part of his ear bitten off, like Mike Tyson bit it off or something. Lei looks very... Lei in Tekken 4's character panel, he popped a fast-acting perk.
We smoking Serge Ibaka's spinal fluid infused quick-release perks. Konnichiwa, you little jit.
Really, I mean, it's kind of like realism, the Tekken 4 character panels, I guess. But after 4, I mean, they're really not that insane after the fact. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, that is crazy that Steve looks better in 4 than 8. You gotta see it to believe it. What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? No, I will say this, Tekken 5, Devil Jin, that was the first introduction to Devil Jin. That looks legitimately creepy. That dude is beyond faded.
I'm smoking Mesopotamian Stanley Cup Triple Award winning Soul Bleeder Taint Blaster JD Power Associates Dingleberry Zaza.
Even in Tekken 6, he looked like he got sober.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
In Tekken 7, he got into chains and whips and leather. Crazy. What the... There's other games, too, that have crazy character panels. Virtua Fighters look like ass.
What the ass is that all about? To describe this game's assness, all I can say is, it's very ass.
Up until, like, the fourth one, they just looks bad. Gameplay is good. Debatably, the third game is better than the third Tekken, and perhaps all of the Mortal Kombats. Ooh, shit. Mortal Kombat is wild, though. Crazy. Street Fighter isn't in the same ring because they have animated character panels, and it's like, you can't do that. It's cheating. Killer Instinct, the old school Killer Instinct had some pretty good ones because they were like made of like claymation models. I wanted to touch base on that because, God, they are insane. They're pretty good. They hold up. Makes you think. Yep, that's a good video. That's definitely a worthwhile video. Sometimes I feel like Tekken 4 King. Whatever.